as great as graphic novels are, and as much as I believe in reading them for everyone, reading only graphic novels forever will maybe not get you through your AP Lit class. So it's important to, at some point, be able to read traditional novels and to recognize them as separate art forms. But let me tell you, there are a lot of really fabulous graphic novels that also have a traditional novel also. Wings of Fire is an excellent example of this. Actually, the books were first. I think there are 13. The 13th just came out. Really popular. Kids love these. Then we're on 3 of the graphic novels. Beautiful, beautiful illustrations. Really, really wonderful. So if you can get kids hooked on these, then you can say, hey, did you know, if you like those, there's only 3 of them, but there's 13 of the novels. I've gotten several kids to check them out because of that. There's also several graphic novelizations of more traditional, like The Hobbit. This is my son's personal copy of the graphic novel of The Hobbit, almost more in comic book form. It's great. Wrinkle in Time, this one is beautiful. Really sparse colors as far as that is. I love it. A really good one for, you can get them to read this, then they want to read the novel of A Wrinkle in Time. So those are some ones. I also feel like the way to transition kids from a graphic novel on is to first start, they're starting in graphic novels. Let's say you have something like Big Nate. Big Nate's a really popular graphic novel. They also have more traditional novelization of it. But if, say they're starting at the graphic novel, you can switch them over to the novel of Big Nate. Or a really good next step would be Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Everybody knows Diary of a Wimpy Kid. My son, who does not love reading, has read his Diary of a Wimpy Kid books 800 million times, over and over and over again. Then you can take them from that to something like The Terrible Twos, which is, you want to find one that still has the interesting illustrations, but a little bit more words and a little bit more. That's a good way to kind of move them along if you need to. I don't know why you need to, because graphic novels are the best, but there we go.
Because it doesn't pass your AP
It doesn't
class.
It doesn't pass your AP
right?
class. It's true. It's true. Okay, so speaking of, this is it's in the fiction section. Last Kids on Earth. It has a ton of illustrations in it. Really, really great fun. Great characters. I love these. There are several of them. The fun thing about this is there's a new Netflix show that just came out. Last Kids on Earth. I feel like unto Harry Potter, I was able to get my son to read at least to 4. He hasn't gone much further than that, to 4. Harry Potter, by saying if you read it, we can then watch the movie. We'll have a party and watch the movie. Similarly with The Last Kids on Earth, I want to encourage kids, hey, there's a show, if you really liked the show, which they're going to love, it's so good, you're going to love the books. So this is a really good one as far as that's a good way to kind of get readers in. Now, my daughter, who is an extensive reader, when she first started reading, she would read them. She'd read books, and she was like, oh, she's fine with it. But it wasn't until she started reading nonfiction that she really hit her stride. Her favorite were the Who Was books, Who Is, Who Was. It was like, for her, it was biographies. And we still have rows and rows of them because she loved them so much. Sometimes we think reluctant readers need like a really action-packed, book, which maybe they do. But I would argue to start offering some of our reluctant readers a lot more nonfiction. That there is so much there, and I feel like that's kind of where I started to love books, was nonfiction. So, a couple nonfictions that are super popular. I cannot keep these books on the shelf. I can't. They are the official Minecraft building books. There's redstone, there's construction, there's combat. They're just all this same size. There are tons of them. They're unofficial, whatever they are. I can't keep them on the shelf. It gets everyone reading. There's plenty of words in there, plenty of vocabulary. It's nonfiction, but they love it. Instructional video game books, really, really popular and gets everyone reading. Sports books, super, super popular. I can't keep them on the shelf. I mean, look at that. That's a ton. There's a ton of words in it, but it's something that they're interested in. They're excited about. Any nonfiction about sports is a really good one. Handing them, they think, oh no, I'm into sports, I don't read. Just look at this. I mean, all the DK books, but these are an excellent, excellent way to get kids interested in reading. They are filled with expansive pictures, little descriptions, the little people, so much to see, so much to learn. This is an excellent way to get kids reading nonfiction. This is, I mean, anything like this, they're gonna eat it up. They love it. We talked about Nathan Hale earlier, but Nathan Hale, in case you cut that out and you don't want to talk about Apocalypse Taka. Nathan Hale is awesome. He has a series of hazardous tales. They're like historical, again, he excels at these sparse, not a ton of color pictures that are so beautiful and intricate and so much language and so much history. These are really popular. Hazardous tales. Anything that has a cover like that is gonna get them, I'm telling you. Dinosaurs are universally beloved in this library. I can't keep them on the shelf. If they're big and pretty like this, they're gone. Beautiful, beautiful pictures, so much information. I am telling you, a kid who will not pick up and read a novel will read every single word of these nonfiction books. They love them. And this one I'm just throwing in there because it is so fabulous. Have you seen this one?
No.
Okay, this is how we do it, okay? It follows one day in the lives of 7 kids around the world. Japan, Peru, Iran, Russia, Italy, India, and Uganda. And it goes through and it introduces them. And then it will say, this is who I live with, and it talks about their families. And then it talks about what they eat for breakfast. And when they go to school, this is how we learn. It is beautiful, beautiful, intricate pictures. And so, this is how I spell my name. I mean, could you just, I feel like I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. I love it so much. This is one I would definitely recommend. We have several that are kind of like this. Day in a Life, kind of the home book that I showed you that shows like people's homes. Kids love these. And it really, really, I mean, reading is good on so many levels, but to gain perspective and empathy for other cultures and people, this is a great one for
I mean,
that.
that's why we do it, right? That's part of why we read.
Absolutely. This is a good one. And just for fun, a couple really fun ones. So some of you may know the Notebook of Doom. Well, now there's a binder of doom. These are great, we call them easy chapter books. So they're books with a good amount of illustrations. They're definitely split into chapters, but they're nice and short. If you see branches on here, they're scholastic, or acorn is the even shorter ones. These are great for getting kids to read. They love that it's a chapter book, but it's easy enough that they can read it and handle it. This is good because it's got, you know, doom and spookiness in it. Now, have you heard of Monkey and Cake? I hadn't heard of these books.
No, I don't think so.
I hadn't heard of these books until I went to that library, the public library. They kind of told us some popular books. Monkey and Cake. First of all, who doesn't want to know about a monkey and a cake that are best friends? Look at these bright colors. I'm telling you, those bright colored covers, they love them. And this one, I haven't even put it out yet. What is inside this box? And it's like a Schrodinger's cat. You know what I mean? This kind of like existential, philosophical, and scientific, but at the end, they're like, let's go eat some pie. And the cake eats pie. I don't know. I love it so much. We only have 2 of these, and I don't know how many are out there, but I want them all in our library. So that would be my like fun pick there at the end. So there you go.
Well, this has been a huge wealth of information. I feel like I didn't know about almost all of those books. So thank you for sharing that,
Excellent.
Olivia. You can see how she is like passionate and fun, and the kids love her, and she's just awesome. So thank you for coming and for being with us today on our maiden voyage of our videos. It's always good to have someone that you know and trust, and I knew that Olivia would bring it, and she did. I feel like there's a ton of information. There's a ton of books. I will post links to them so we can all enjoy them together, and I will see you next time.